previous class of the molecular basis of inactins topic, we have discussed packing of DNA helix, packaging of DNA helix in eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. But here, why the DNA gets packed inside the nucleus, or why the compaction of DNA inside the nucleus of a cell is the length of the DNA important for statement wise NEET question or CET question. The length of the DNA longer than dimension of nucleus, some 1000 times length of the DNA more than dimension of nucleus. For example, in man, in human diploid cell contain 6.6 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs into 0.34 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters per base pairs is the amount of DNA, quantity of DNA per diploid cell, per diploid man cell, human cell. So, the nucleus of human diploid cell contain this amount of DNA, that is 6.6 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs, so into 0.34 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters per base pairs. So, this calculation approximately comes around 2.2 meters. 2.2 meters, and the dimension of nucleus, area of the nucleus, is approximately 10 to the power of minus 6 nanometers. So, the length of the DNA some 1000 times, some lakhs times more than that of dimension of the nucleus, area of the nucleus. That's why DNA gets compact or coiled or packed inside the nucleoplasm of a nucleus, within the nucleoplasm of a nucleus. Similarly, in prokaryotic cells also, the length of the DNA 1.33 meters. 1.33 meters. While the area of the cell is approximately 1 millimicrons. 1 millimicrons. That's why the length of the DNA is more coiled and packed within the cytoplasm of cell. This compact structure of DNA in the cytoplasm of cell is called genopore or nucleoid or primitive nucleus or incipient nucleus. So this is the reason the DNA gets compact or packed inside the nucleus of a prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cells. But in eukaryotic cells, the package of DNA helix, the packaging of DNA is more complexity as compared to the prokaryotic cells. This is because the DNA initially, beginningly associated to the basic proteins called histone proteins. For example, this is double-stranded DNA. Generally, DNA is acidic in nature due to presence of phosphate group or orthophosphoric acid. Now, this double-stranded DNA associated to histooctomere made up of 8 histone proteins. 8 histone proteins like a pair of H2A, a pair of H2B, a pair of H3 and a pair of H4. So, 8 histone proteins fused together to form histooctomere or core of histooctomere. It is wrapped by ಇಷ್ಟು octamer surrounded by negatively charged DNA of 200 base pairs of the negatively charged DNA, that is approximately 1 3 by 4th ton, means 1.75 ton, containing 200 base pairs, thereafter to form nucleosomes. Yeah, number of nucleosome chains approximately resemble to string of beads under electron microscope, and this nucleosome chain fuse to form, condense to form solenoid with 30 nanometers and solenoids further condensed again coil to form super solenoid with 300 nanometers, and super solenoid again condensed to form chromatin or chromatin fibers with 700 nanometers, and chromatin fibers or chromatin at a higher level again condensed during metaphase of cell division to form a rod-shaped structure called chromosome with 1400 nanometers in diameter. So, at a higher level, the conversion of chromatin fibers into rod-shaped chromosomes to require a group of associated proteins called non-histone chromosomal proteins. At a higher level, at final level, during metaphase of the cell division, for the conversion of chromatin fibers from prophase to the metaphasic chromosome to require a group of associated proteins called non-histone chromosomal proteins. Usually they are acidic in nature, very important, acidic in nature. While histone proteins are basic proteins, so NHC proteins are the acidic proteins. Yeah, acidic proteins, non-histone chromosomal proteins are of 3 types, like structural proteins, functional proteins, and regulatory proteins. Yeah, structural proteins, example, scaffold proteins, very important. Such scaffold proteins involved in organization of structure of a chromosome. So, the non-histone chromosomal protein present in the package of DNA helix are the scaffold proteins, because they are helps in formation of organization of a specific structure, that is the chromosome. That's why the scaffold proteins commonly called structural proteins. While the functional proteins responsible for synthesis of DNA or synthesis of RNA during DNA replication or during transcription of DNA into mRNA. So, the examples of functional proteins are DNA polymerase, DNAP, and RNAP, RNA polymerase enzymes. While the regulatory proteins are the HMG, important, their full form is the high mobility group of proteins. Never human, mobile group of proteins, high mobility group of proteins. High mobility group of proteins, full form of HMG, are the regulatory proteins. because they control, they regulate the expression of gene during transcription and translation or during protein synthesis. Hence, the HMG proteins are the classical example for regulatory proteins. Is the previous topic, but most important expected topic for NEET exams and competitive CET exams. And next to the packaging of DNA helix. Search for genetic material. Search for genetic material. Search for genetic material. See, in this topic, in the search for genetic material, I think we have already discussed DNA is the genetic material. From the beginning of this lesson, since from chemical composition of DNA, generally in all organisms, except in retrovirus, except in RNA viruses, DNA is the genetic material. But how DNA functioned as, acts as a genetic material? Yeah, in all organisms including man, in plants so and animals so, higher animals so, including man, except in retroviruses so, DNA responsible for inheritance of characters, transfer of characters from parents to offsprings or one generation to next generation. That's why commonly DNA is the genetic material. So, a material containing inheritance of genetic characters is called genetic material. Example, DNA in all higher plants and animals except in retroviruses. But in retroviruses, so RNA also acts as a genetic material. So, maximally DNA is the genetic material, and minimally only in the viruses, especially in the retroviruses, RNA is the genetic material. But in our topic, in our NCERT syllabus, we have to discuss only DNA is the genetic material. So, how? DNA, this chemical composition of DNA can access a genetic material. That is our topic name, search for genetic material. Yeah, there are several scientists conducted different types of experiments and to search out the nature of genetic material, chemical composition of genetic material, characteristic features of genetic material, and how such genetic material inherited the characters from one generation to next generation or parents to offsprings. That is the topic of today episode, search for genetic material. Yeah, there are several experiments who conducted by several molecular biologists, group of molecular biologists to prove that DNA is the genetic material. DNA is the genetic material. Are the important experiments to search for genetic material as the DNA are of three types, like transformation, principal experiment, transformation principal experiment, biochemical characterization, biochemical characterization, transforming principal experiment, transforming principal experiment It is also called important under name in vitro experiment. In vitro experiment. And next one is the blenders. BLENDERS. Blenders experiment. Or Hershey. HARSHEY. Hershey and Chase. CHASE. Hershey and Chase experiment. Or transduction. TRANSDUCTION. Transduction experiment. These are the three important experiments to search DNA acts as a genetic material, to prove DNA acts as a genetic material. So, from all these experiments, we have to conclude DNA is the genetic material. That is our topic name, search for genetic material. So, out of three types, we are going to first kind of experiment called transformation principle experiment. Yeah, the transformation principle experiment was conducted by Frederick Griffith, FREDRICK Important. Transformation principle experiment was conducted by Frederick Griffith in 1928. In 1928. See, here the transformation principle experiment gives more evidence, more importance, the nature of genetic material, transforming nature of genetic material. And here Frederick Griffith, conducted this transformation principle experiment on, very important, Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria. Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria or Diplococcus pneumoniae bacteria are simply called pneumococcus bacteria. See, F. Griffith conducted transformation principle experiment on bacterium called Streptococcus pneumoniae or Diplococcus pneumoniae or common name Pneumococcus bacteria. 1 mark question. On which bacterium Griffith conducted transformation principle experiment. 1 mark question. That's why Griffith transformation principle experiment gave more evidence the nature of genetic material. So, F. Griffith conducted experiment on the bacterium called Streptococcus pneumoniae or Diplococcus pneumoniae or Pneumococcus bacteria. See, this bacterium, Streptococcus pneumoniae bacterium, existed in two forms, existed in two strains, like S strain bacteria and R strain bacteria. Very important. Belison here. Pneumococcus bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria existed in two forms, means in two types, in two strains. Strains nothing but two group of colonies, group of bacterial cells. So, the pneumococcus bacteria existed in two forms, like X strain bacteria. Here S stands for smooth strain bacteria, and R strain bacteria means rough strain bacteria, ROUGH, rough strain bacteria, are the two forms of two strains of pneumococcus bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria. But here, what are the characteristic features of S strain bacteria and R strain bacteria? Why such kind of bacteria named as? smooth strain bacteria, S-strain bacteria, and why such existed form of pneumococcus bacteria named as rough strain bacteria or R-strain bacteria. Nothing but, yeah, S-strain bacteria. S-strain bacteria is the capsulated bacteria. Capsulated bacteria, very important. S-strain bacteria is the capsulated bacteria as due to presence of a mucus core, a mucus layer on its cell wall called capsule. For example, this is one simple diagrammatic representation of a bacterial cell. Your outermost layer of a bacterial cell is the cell wall. I think we have already studied in 11th standard syllabus in the topic of ultrastructure of a bacterium. So, outermost layer of a bacteria is the cell wall made up of murein. N-acetylmuramic acid is the chemical composition of a cellular prokaryotic cell or bacterial cell. See, for this reason, very important, due to brains or cell wall, bacterium close related to plant cell, never to the animal cell. In plant cell, outermost boundary is the cell wall. In the bacteria, outermost layer is the cell wall. For this reason, the bacterial cell nearest to, their character is nearest to plant cell, never to the animal cell due to presence of cell wall. Yeah, below the cell wall is the plasma membrane made up of lipoproteins. At certain regions of a plasma membrane produce convolutions. Convolutions called mesosomes. They are the sites of respiration in bacteria. Mesosomes. That's why, very important, mesosomes of a bacterial cell is analogous to, is similar to mitochondria of a eukaryotic cell. Because in eukaryotic cells, the site of respiration, place of aerobic respiration inside the mitochondria. Similarly, in bacterial cell, the convolutions of plasma membrane called mesosomes are responsible for respiration. So that they are similar to mitochondria of eukaryotic cells. So, below the plasma membrane is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm containing incipient nucleus, nucleoid, or genopore, etc. terms. Genopore, nucleoid, primitive nucleus, false nucleus, etc. without histone proteins, but it is composition of polyamine proteins. Polyamine proteins. And around the genopore are nuclei. It has 70 S type of ribosomes. 70 S kind of ribosomes. Important. Extra nuclear self-replicated double-stranded DNAs. Most important for in biotechnology lessons, biotechnology unit. Extra chromosomal, extra nuclear, circular, self-replicating, double-stranded DNAs present in the cytoplasm of bacteria are called plasmids. Plasmids. They are responsible for, indirectly responsible for reproduction of a bacterial cell. Is the role of plasmids in bacteria. And glycogen, it is their food molecules, glycogen, and along with, in some spots, a group of ribosomes binds to common mRNA. Common mRNA, a single mRNA, very important. This is called polysome. Polysome. or polyribosome. It is responsible for protein synthesis. These are all the some internal structures of a typical bacterial cell. And at certain regions, listen here, below the plasma membrane of a bacterial cell are the basal granules. Basal granules. These basal granules so extends to outside in the form of hair-like structures. Hair-like structures called flagella or flagellum. They are responsible for locomotion of bacteria. Listen here, very important. So, the spot of initiation of flagella, beginning of flagella, just below the plasma membrane, never below the cell wall. Listen here, this point in clearly. Because here basal granules are the modification of centrioles in eukaryotic cell. You should remember this statement. Because bacteria is the prokaryotic cell. In prokaryotes, centrioles or centrosomes are absent. Instead of centrosomes, they have basal granules. Here the basal granules responsible for formation of flagella. Production of flagella as the locomotory structures. Locomotory structures. And in addition to flagella, say, bacteria possess some finger-like projections called fimbriae. Fimbriae are sex villi because they are involved in a kind of sexual reproduction, a type of sexual reproduction in bacteria called conjugation, or formation of a conjugation tube from donor cell to the recipient cell. That is F plus, that is fertility factor containing bacteria is called F plus bacteria, and F minus without fertility factor or HFR strain, HFR bacteria, highly recombinant strain bacteria is the recipient bacteria, F minus bacteria. In between them is the formation of a tube-like structure called conjugation tube. It takes place by the help of villi or fimbriae. That's why the fimbriae or villi are also named as sex villi. And in some pathogenic bacteria, listen here, only in pathogenic bacteria which cause respective diseases. Very important. Just outside the cell wall, that is our topic term. In intestinal bacteria, say outside the cell wall is the mucus coat, is the mucus layer called capsule, slimy layer, mucus layer called capsule. Listen here. Only in the pathogenic bacteria, beside the just beyond the cell wall, is the slimy layer, mucus layer called capsule. Very important. A bacteria with capsule is called capsulated bacteria. Without capsule is called non-capsulated bacteria. Non-capsulated bacteria. So, strain bacteria. In our topic, strain bacteria possess a mucus coat outside the cell wall called capsule. Hence, it is also called capsulated bacteria. Very important. The function of a capsulated layer, capsule is, it protects the bacterial cell from the host cell enzymes. Very important. That's why in the host body, example in man body, Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria gets survived without destroy, gets survived, gets lying down due to presence of a capsulated layer, capsule. Very important. Even though presence of several enzymes. For example, In the salivary juice, a lytic enzyme is there. Lytic enzyme is also called, say, in the salivary juice, lytic enzyme. This lytic enzyme responsible for breakage of a bacterial cell, destroying of a bacterial cell. Means what kind of a bacterial cell, listen here, what kind of a bacterial cell wall get broken by lytic enzyme, nothing but only bacterial cell wall without capsule. Yeah, capsule get resistant against to lytic enzymes. Very important. Or HCl in the stomach, in the gastric juice of the stomach, never destroy the capsule. As a result, the capsulated bacteria get survived and to cause respective disorders, respective diseases. So you should remember the capsulated bacteria are the pathogenic bacteria. So S10 bacteria is the pathogenic bacteria. That is the simple hint or glancing concept of the capsule or capsulated bacteria. So a S10 bacteria is the capsulated bacteria due to presence of capsule on its cell wall, on the surface of cell wall, and it produces S colonies in the nutrient medium. Say, during reproduction, S10 bacteria produce shiny colonies. S colonies, nothing but S daughter bacterial cells in the culture medium, in the nutrient medium, kept in petri plates or test tubes. Means the cultivation of S10 bacteria produce smooth colonies, S10 bacterial cells, and which cause pneumonia fever, pneumonia disease. Very important. Yeah, S10 bacteria, S10 pneumococcus bacteria cause pneumonia disease. Hence, so it is also called virulent bacteria. Virulent. VIRULANT. Virulent, nothing but poisonous, poison bacteria. Because it causes disease, pneumonia disease, pneumonia fever. That's why it is also called virulent bacteria. Poison bacteria means soon after infection of or expression of pneumonia fever, the respective host body leads to death without intake of a specific antibiotic, particular antibiotic. That's why the S10 bacteria is a type of virulent bacteria or poison bacteria. Are the characteristic features of smooth strain bacteria, S10 bacteria. And in R-strain bacteria, nothing but rough strain bacteria. It is a non-capsulated bacteria. Non-capsulated bacteria because it doesn't have capsule on its cell wall. So it is also called non-capsulated bacteria or acapsulated bacteria due to lack of capsule, and it produces R colonies, rough strain colonies in the nutrient medium, and it do not cause pneumonia. Already I have told to you, whenever absence of capsule, it is a non-pathogenic bacteria. It is a non-pathogenic bacteria. Such non-pathogenic bacteria also called avirulent bacteria. Avirulent bacteria, non-virulent bacteria because it doesn't cause pneumonia disease due to lack of capsule. Means the properties of R-strain bacteria exactly opposite to the S10 bacteria. Very important. For 2 mark question, expected question, differentiate between Yesten and Austin bacteria. 4 characters, 2 marks. Each character will be carrying 0.5 marks. Most expected question on number of board exams. So board exam question paper. So it was appeared question. So these are all the differences of Yesten and Austin bacteria. Yeah, Yesten and Austin bacteria are the two types of two existed forms of Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria. Yeah, one more important seat information. Here there are several types of Yesten bacteria and Austin bacteria based on number, strain number. For example, S first, S second, S third, etc. etc. S first strain, S second strain, S third strain are the different types of Yesten bacteria. Similarly, in R strain, R first, R second, R third, R fourth, etc. etc. are the different strain numbers of Pneumococcus bacteria, Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria. So, based on discovery of strain of bacteria, Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria by respective scientists, they have given the numbers. First discovered bacteria, yes, first strain, or first Austin discovered Austin bacteria, or first bacteria, or second bacteria, or third bacteria. But very important, F. Griffith, Frederick Griffith, selected for his transformation principle experiment only S. second and R. third bacteria. You should remember this statement in clearly. Frederick Griffith conducted experiment on S. second or third Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria. So, F. Griffith conducted experiments on the Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria, Diplococcus pneumonia bacteria, or Pneumococcus pneumonia bacteria by selecting S. second and R. third strain of bacteria. So, F. Griffith conducted transformation principle experiment in 4 steps. Very important. It doesn't completed his experiment on Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria in single step, in single explanation. So, F. Griffith conducted experiments on Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria in 4 steps. In 4 steps, very important for 5 mark question. That is, see, in first step, S strain bacteria injected into the mice, means rat, into the rat body. Yeah, mice died as a result of pneumonia. As a result of pneumonia produced by bacterium, produced by Yesten bacterium. So you should remember, Yesten bacteria injected into the mice. Yesten bacteria were injected into the laboratory mice, into the rat. After some period of time, mice died. As due to pneumonia produced by bacterium, because Yesten bacteria is the virulent bacteria, poison bacteria, due to presence of capsulated layer, capsule. That's why which causes pneumonia disease and mice leads to death. by the injection of S10 bacteria, virulent bacteria, poison bacteria in the first step. While in the second step, R-strain bacteria injected into the mice. Mice live. Mice survive due to absence of pneumonia fever, due to absence of pneumonia disease. This is because R-strain bacteria is the avirulent bacteria due to lack of capsule, due to absence of capsule. That's why mice will be survived after injection of a R-strain bacteria, live R-strain bacteria. So, in the second step, the injection of R-strain bacteria. This is S-strain and this is R-strain bacteria. R-strain bacteria. Mice live. Listen here. Mice survive. So, R-strain bacteria were injected into the mice. Mice alive as due to absence of pneumonia. This is because R-strain bacteria is the avirulent bacteria, healthy bacteria due to absence of capsule. While in the third step, very important, in the third step, heat killed S-strain bacteria injected into the mice. Listen here this statement. Heat killed S-strain bacteria injected into the mice. Mice live as no pneumonia fever by the bacterium due to absence of healthy characters. Very important. The heat killed S-strain bacteria injected into the mice. Heat killed S-strain bacteria injected into the mice. Mice body survived. Mice will be survived as no pneumonia fever by the bacterium. Yeah, heat killed S-strain bacteria nothing but. For example, the culture medium containing S-strain bacteria took into the test tube, kept in the test tube, and by passing heat to destroy the cells, to kill the S-strain bacterial cells. Such killed culture medium destroyed bacterial cells, culture medium, loaded in the injection, then injected into the mice. That is meaning the heat killed S-strain bacteria injected into the mice. After some period of time, mice will be survived due to absence of pneumonia fever, pneumonia disorder. That is the third step of description of the F-Crypt experiment. And in the fourth step, very important step, in fourth step, the mixture of heat killed S-strain on live or strain bacteria injected into the mice. See, the mixture of heat killer strain bacteria and live or strain bacteria loaded into the common injection. After some period of time, mice die. Very wonder explanation. Say, the mixture of heat killer strain bacteria and live or strain bacteria injected into the mice. Mice die. Never lived. Mice leads to death. Mice die. Mice leads to death. Very important. The mixture of heat killer strain bacteria and live or strain bacteria injected into the mice leads to death as a result of pneumonia caused by bacterium. Here, one surprising explanation. Listen here. Only or strain bacteria injected into the mice survive. Only heat killer strain bacteria injected into the mice survive. But the mixture of heat killer strain bacteria and live or strain bacteria injected into the mice die. Mice leads to death due to pneumonia fever caused by infected by bacterium. How, sir? The pneumonia fever caused by bacterial cells. That is very peculiar explanation. That is only important theme for important concept for our transformation principle experiment. So, in the fourth step, some wonder explanation. Yeah, the mixture of heat killer strain bacteria and or strain bacteria injected into the mice leads to death. That is the fourth step of F-Griffith experiment, F-Griffith conducted experiment. So, he was also recovered, very important, he was also collected or recovered S. colonies, S. strain bacterial cells, S. colonies from the fourth step of the dead mice. That is nothing but the dissection of fourth step of dead mice. Dissection of the dead mice of fourth step experiment. He was collected the blood cells and focused under the compound microscope. He was observed number of live S. bacterial cells, live S. colonies. Such live S. colonies express the pneumonia fever and mice leads to death. That is one surprising topic. So, he was also collected S. colonies. He was also recovered S. cells from the dead mice. See, these are all the four steps of transformation principle experiment conducted by F. Griffith on the Streptococcus pneumoniae bacterium by using a laboratory animal called mice or rat. But from all these four steps of the experiment, the fourth step, one type of wonderful step, mixture of heat killer strain bacteria and live or strain bacteria injected into the mice leads to death. Why, sir? That is the conclusion of F. Griffith transformation principle experiment. Conclusion. So, from the fourth step of his experiment, F. Griffith came to conclusion. That is, some R cells, R strain bacterial cells. The conclusion of fourth step of F. Griffith experiment is some R strain bacterial cells. So, very important, transform into S. strain cells, S. strain bacterial cells. Very important. F. Griffith concluded that some host and bacterial cells so transformed into nothing but to change into yeast-and bacterial cells. Host due to, listen here, some host and bacterial cells so transformed into yeast-and bacterial cells, yeast-and cells. This is because, very important, some, the absorption of transforming substance from by the host and bacteria from the heat-killed yeast and bacteria. Very important. The conclusion of Griffith experiment is some R colonies so transformed into S colonies, yeast and bacterial cells. This is because the absorption of transforming substance by the host and bacteria from the yeast and bacteria, this transforming substance, very important, this transforming substance synthesize the capsule, produce the capsule and cause pneumonia and mice leads to death. You should remember this statement in clearly. The transforming substance synthesize the, for example, listen here, this is live host and bacteria and this is heat killed yeast and bacteria. Listen here, in the conclusion of Griffith transformation principle experiment is some R colonies, host and bacterial cells so converted into yeast and bacterial cells. This is because the absorption of transforming substance absorption of transforming substance by the host and bacteria, very important, by the host and bacteria, and the transformed substance converted into host and bacteria into yeast and bacteria, because the transforming substance from heat-killed yeast and bacteria to the host and bacteria synthesize the capsule, produce the capsule. As a result, host and bacteria convert into yeast and bacteria. Yeast and bacteria cause pneumonia disease, pneumonia fever, and mice leads to death. Very important. Listen here. The mixture of heat-killed yeast and bacteria and live host and bacteria combinedly injected into the mice. Mice died due to pneumonia fever caused by bacterium. This is because, very important, yes, some host and bacterial cells who convert into yeast and bacterial cells. This is because absorption of transforming substance by the host and bacteria from the yeast and bacteria. As a result, host and bacteria synthesize the capsule and converting them into yeast and bacteria to cause pneumonia fever and mice leads to death. But however, this experiment could not explain biochemical nature of genetic material. You should remember this statement. this transformation principle experiment F. Griffith transformation principle experiment could not describe the biochemical nature of transforming substance. ಅಂದ್ರೆ heat killed ಎಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಲೈವ್ ಆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಒಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ heat killed ಎಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಲೈವ್ ಆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾಗೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Because here the live Austen bacteria absorb transforming genetic material, transforming substance from the heat-killed Austen bacteria. As a result, inside the Austen bacteria, transformed substance synthesize the capsule. Very important. As a result, R cells convert into S cells. R-strain bacterial cells convert into S-strain bacterial cells because the transformed substance containing genes, such genes are responsible for expression of a capsule character, synthesis of a capsule, mucus coat capsule. As a result, R-strain cells convert into S-strain cells. S-strain cells kill the mice by the expression of pneumonia disease. But here, F. Griffith didn't explain biochemical nature of this transforming substance. But at anyhow, only transforming principle can give foundation to the nature of genetic material. In the very first time, transforming substance, whether it may be protein or carbohydrate or RNA or DNA, whatever may be, what kind of chemical substance responsible for transmission of heat-killed Austen bacteria to the live Austen bacteria didn't explained by F. Griffith. That is meaning he could not explain biochemical nature of transforming substance. For this reason, the second experiment continued by 3 more scientists. Second experiment, that is biochemical characterization of transformation principle experiment, continued by a group of 3 molecular biologists. But at anyhow, F. Griffith didn't explain the biochemical nature of transforming substance, whether it may be DNA or RNA or proteins or carbohydrates, so never explained by F. Griffith. That is the demerit of transformation principle experiment. You could remember this statement clearly. The demerit, fault of transformation principle experiment is the could not explain biochemical nature of transforming substance. That's why it will be continued by second experiment called biochemical characterization of transformation principle experiment, or also called in vitro experiment. But one more conclusion, one more information regarding about Griffith experiment is the same. Griffith experiment is also called in vivo experiment. Biochemical transformation principle experiment is the in vitro experiment. Belizner in clearly. Second experiment is the biochemical characterization transformation principle experiment. Or also called in vitro in vitro experiment. But F. Griffith transformation principle or conclusion experiment is referred as in vivo experiment. This is because F. Griffith could explain the transformation principle experiment, see, by using only live body, only living body, that is mice or rat. So that Griffith experiment is also called in vivo experiment. See, here generally meaning for in vivo is the live. For example, two types of fertilization: in vivo fertilization and in vitro fertilization. General meaning for in vivo is the, say, the fusion of male and female gametes within the body fluids inside the female body. Within the female body is the in vivo fertilization. Means in vivo fertilization takes place, in vivo fertilization occurs inside the living body. Similarly, F. Griffith conducted experiments on live body on laboratory mice, laboratory rat. So, Griffith experiment also named as in vivo experiment. But biochemical characterization transformation principle experiment is the in vitro experiment, because this experiment conducted outside the living body in the laboratory medium, in the culture medium, under aseptic conditions. For example, in vitro fertilization. Here, fusion of male and female gametes within the culture medium, inside the culture medium, or outside the living body under aseptic conditions, laboratory conditions, is called IVF, in vitro fertilization. And the baby born from in vitro fertilization, the baby born from in vitro fertilization is called as TTB, test tube baby. Test tube baby means here the baby never born from the test tube, but all the procedure of in vitro fertilization occurs inside the test tube, within the culture medium, under controlled conditions, under laboratory conditions. That is meaning for in vitro fertilization. Similarly, biochemical characterization or transformation principle experiment conducted outside the living body, outside the rat body, in the culture medium, under aseptic conditions, laboratory conditions. So, it is also called in vitro experiment. That is the hint for alternative name of the biochemical characterization transformation principle experiment, that is in vitro experiment. Say, the biochemical characterization of transformation principle experiment conducted by very important group of three scientists like Oswald, Averis, Coley, MacLeod, and M.C. Carty from 1933 to 1944. Very important. Biochemical characterization of transformation principle experiment or in vitro experiment conducted by a group of three molecular biologists like Avery, so MacLeod, M.C. Carty. Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod, and M.C. Carty. Simply called Avery's and et al. Experiments. Avery's et al. Experiments means co-worker experiments, supportive scientist experiments. So, biochemical characterization transformation principle experiment proposed by a group of three molecular biologists, Avery's, MacLeod, and M.C. Carty. Say, in this experiment, all these three scientists extracted and purified. Extracted and purified DNA, RNA and proteins from the heat-killed yeast bacteria. Listen here. They were extracted. All three biochemical substances like DNA, RNA and proteins from the heat-killed yeast bacteria and kept in a test tube containing culture medium. Listen here. Kept in a test tube containing culture medium with live horse type of cells, horse strain bacteria. Listen here. All these three group of scientists extracted DNA, RNA and proteins from the heat-killed yeast bacteria and kept in a test tube containing culture medium with horse strain bacteria. You should remember. Andre heat-killed yeast bacterial cells in the three biochemicals DNA, RNA and proteins so separate ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. So from the heat killed yeast bacteria extracted three biochemicals, isolated, separated three biochemicals like DNA, RNA and proteins kept in test tube containing culture medium with the Austin bacterial cells and proved that which one is the responsible biochemical substance, which one is the responsible biochemical substance for the transformation of R cells into S cells, S type bacterial cells. Be listen here this statement in clearly. That is the principle of in vitro experiment, Auris experiment. So, group of three scientists like Auris, McLeod, McCarthy, isolated, separated, extracted three biochemicals like DNA, RNA and proteins from the heat-killed yeast bacteria and kept in test tube containing culture medium with R type of bacterial cells, R type bacterial cells, and see them, observe them, which one is the biochemical substance responsible for transformation of R strain into S strain bacterial cells. And they were conducted this experiment in three steps. In three steps of a procedure. But the procedure of this experiment I will be continue in next class, in next session.